إن الحمد لله ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أما بعد إخواتي وأخواتي في الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, this is going to be another session from the teachings of the explanation of the book Manhajus Salikin, written by Sheikh Abdurrahman ibn Nasir Sa'di rahimahullah ta'ala. Still on al-Bayu', the commercial transactions, the Sheikh says, وَالضَّمَانِ أن يضمن الحق عن الذي عليه. ضمان, this is guarantee, to guarantee a thing. والضمان أن يضمن الحق عن الذي عليه is to guarantee something that is a right عن الذي عليه, on the one that is supposed to pay it. Somebody is indebted, for instance, and another person comes as a guarantor in order to stand for the person, the debtor, that if the debtor is unable to pay the debt or it defaults, that he is going to pay on his behalf. This is the man. So, and that's why the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala says, وَالضَّمَانِ أَنْ يَضْمَنَ الْحَقَّ عَنِ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِ, is to guarantee a debt on the one that the debt is on. That is the one that is owing, for one to guarantee that you are going to pay on behalf of the person. This is called Abdaman. So this is a topic on its own in the Sharia, just as we've treated Ar-Rihan. So Abdaman is another topic. So when we say Daman, we say it is guarantee. So we have Abdamin, the guarantor, and there is the Madmun Lah, the one who is being guaranteed, or the one that one is standing for. So the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala says, والكفالة أن يلتزم بإحضار بدن الخصم. Al-Kafala is for one to take upon oneself that one is going to bring Al-Khasm, that is the opponent, so to say. So you are going to bring the opponent in person, that is Al-Kafala. Why Abdaman is to guarantee the payment of a right to be that is being owed by somebody, that if the person defaults or fails to pay, that one is going to pay on the person's behalf. This is Ad-Daman. This is Ad-Daman. So, Al-Kafala is somehow different. Kafala is when one guarantees that one is going to bring the person that is involved in a case, in a matter. So this is Al-Kafala, bringing the person that is involved. Kafala, paying the debt that a debtor is owing the man. So one has to do with the right, the other has to do with the person that is involved. Maybe somebody injures another person, for instance, and the case has been taken to the court. So if somebody says, I'm going to stand in for the person, meaning one is going to fetch the person when it is time for the person to appear in court, or when the person runs away, one is going to fetch the person. So this is what is called kafala. So, and that's why kafala, what they call shoretship, that is shoretship. So for somebody to act as a surety, so this is what is kafala. So al-kafil is a surety. So somebody who is guaranteeing the bringing of a person that has a case to answer in court, maybe that has committed a crime. So this is kafala. Why? If one guarantees one is going to pay the debt that is being owed by a person, this is called Ad-Daman. Now, the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala says, قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Az-Za'imu Gharimu. Az-Za'im, that is the guarantor, the surety. Gharimun will be the one to pay, or the one to fetch the person that is a khasm. فَكُلُّ مِنْهُمَا ضَامِنٌ. He said, both al-kafil and ad-damin, both of them are damin. إِلَّا إِنْ قَامَ بِمَلْتَزَمَ بِهِ, unless if he does what he has taken upon himself. If someone takes upon himself that he is going to pay the debt that is being owed by a person, so if the person defaults, then he is to pay because he has taken that upon himself. So he is dominant. That is, he is responsible because he has guaranteed the payment in a situation where the one that is owing defaults. Likewise, a kafil is also dominant. He is also a guarantor, in that if the person that he has stood for runs away, he is towards to provide the person. So the Sheikh says, أو أبرأه صاحب الحق. So if صاحب الحق, the owner of the right, if he frees the person, so he is what? He is free. أو برئ الأصيل, أو برئ الأصيل, or if the asil is bari. That is, both the kafil, the surety, and the domin, the guarantor, both of them are what? Are responsible. Both of them are responsible. They are to be held responsible, unless if they do what they have taken upon themselves. The one who has said, is going to pay the money that is being owed by a person who is a debtor, he is no more responsible if he pays the money. The one who has taken upon himself that somebody who commits a crime, for instance, or somebody who has a case to answer in the court, for instance, if the person runs away, he is going to fetch the person. So he is responsible unless he is able to fetch the person. So, meaning he will be detained until he produces the person, because that is what he has taken upon himself. He is to be what? Detained until he produces the person, because he has taken it upon himself that he is Dhamin. He is the kafil. So that is the only thing that can make him to be free, or one of the things that can make him to be free. Another thing is when Sahibul Haq, the owner of the right, exonerates him or frees him. Take for instance, somebody is owing and the person is here to pay, and the person says he is going to act as a dummy, a guarantor. We said he is responsible. He is responsible. However, if the owner of the right says, okay, don't worry, you can go. I want to go back to the one who is owing me. I don't want to disturb you anymore. I don't want to take you as what? The one who is responsible. I want to go back to the one that is owing me. Then he is free. He is what? He is free. So that is what the author says. أو أبرأ صاحب الحق أو برئ الأسيل أو برئ الأسيل, or al-asil, the principal, that is the one that he is acting as a kafil for, or acting as a domin. That person is what has done what makes him free, or he has been freed. Maybe he has paid the money that is owing the person. So if the asil, the principal, has paid, so definitely the guarantor is also what? Free. So if the principal comes to the court, for instance, so the surety is also free. But if the principal does not come to the court, the surety will be held responsible. He will be detained until he is able to produce the person that he has stood for. Until he is able to produce the one that he has stood for. So until he is able to pay the money that he has promised to pay, if it has to do with debt. So it's either he is freed, or he carries out his promise, or he is freed by the owner of the right, or the principal is free. And since the principal is free, the one who has guaranteed, the one who has been a surety, is also free. So this is what the author, rahimahullah ta'ala, says summarily on al-kafala and al-daman. Now, at the contemporary time, there is what is called khitab al-daman. Khitab al-daman. Khitab, that is letter. Khitab al-daman mean what? Letter of guarantee. Letter of guarantee, which is the same thing as letter of credit. Letter of credit, or the bank guarantee, or the documentary credit. Now there is slight difference between the bank guarantee and the letter of credit. But both of them, they fall under what you are about to explain. Both of them, they fall under this. The terminology that they use, majorly for the documentary credit, is what they will refer to as al-i'timadu al-mustanadi. Al-mustanadi documentary. Al-i'timad credit. So this is when somebody wants to involve in a business, maybe an international business, for instance, or purchase. So he wants to buy something outside the country, for instance, and the company over there wants a kind of what? A kind of letter of credit. So you approach a bank in order to seek for the letter of credit. Meaning, it is the bank that is going to perfect everything. So do everything which maybe another bank over there, which maybe the seller of the item or the goods that he wants to buy will also rely on. So he is relying on a bank here. The seller is also relying on another bank. So the bank here is going to prepare a kind of what? A kind of documentary credit, the letter of credit. So they will prepare in order to a kind of guarantee that this client of theirs is going to pay the money. And the role of the bank here will also be what? Maybe they are going to check everything, the bill of lading of the commodity or the goods that their client wants to buy. They make sure everything is what is intact. So this is what they call al-i'timad al-mustanad. Al-i'timad al-mustanad. Now, this one is a bit different from the bank guarantee. Bank guarantee may be that somebody wants to buy something. He wants to buy something. But the seller wants the bank, for instance, to stand on his behalf that if maybe the person defaults, he doesn't pay the money, that the bank will be the one to pay the money on his behalf. So this is called the PG, that the bank is going to watch to sign with the person that, okay, if you default, so we'll be the one to pay. Now, if this one is done free of charge, there is no harm. Whether the bank guarantee or the letter of credit, if it is done free of charge. Because this is what is a kind of kafala and daman. And in Islam, al-kafala and al-daman, both of them, they are what? Min uqudi tabarru. Min uqudi tabarru'at. They are what? They are not contracts that you make money out of. There are some contracts that you enter with people, but they are not contracts that you make money out of. One of such contracts that you don't make money out of is what? Loan. Loan, you don't make money out of loan. When you loan somebody, it's not something that what you make money out of. So loan is one of the uqudul infaq. It's one of the contracts of kindness that you use to show kindness to people. It's not a contract that you make money out of it. So another example is what is abdoman and what kafala. You don't make money out of kafala. When you are standing in for somebody, that if somebody doesn't do this, I should be held responsible. You don't make money out of that. It's min uqudil infaq. It's part of tabarru, something that you do as what? As a kind of donation, not something that you make money out of. It's not something that you make money out of. So, if the bank is ready to stand for the client, that if the client is unable to pay the money that they are going to pay on his behalf, then this is something that is praiseworthy. This is something that is praiseworthy. But if they say they are going to get money out of this, if they pay on behalf of the person that are going to make money out of it, it becomes corrupt, it becomes loan. It becomes loan. وَكُلُّ قَرْضٍ جَرَّ نَفْعًا فَهُوَ رِبًا. So on any loan that attracts a stipulated or an agreed profit is riba. Is riba. So that's why it said Qardu is one of the uqud al-irfaq, it's one of the uqud of tabarru'at. It's not something that you do to make money. So it is wrong Islamically for a bank to say they are going to stand in for somebody, and if the person is unable to pay, they are going to pay on his behalf, but they are going to make money out of this. It is wrong. It is wrong to do this, because what they are doing is not something that one should make money out of. It's something that should be an act of kindness. It's something that should be an act of kindness. How this is clear. However, if the client has money with them, if the client has money with them, meaning if the client is unable to pay the seller, for instance, they are going to take from what he has with them in order to pay his debt. They are going to take from what he has with them in order to pay his debt. So they are not loaning him in this time around. They are not loaning him. They are only what? Paying from what he has with them. So this will be kafala. This will be wakala. This will be what? Kafala. It will be what? Wakala. Wakala is agency. That is, they are acting as his agent who is doing something on his behalf, who is assisting in paying his debt with what he has with them, not with their own money. Now, in this situation, is it permissible for them to get paid for this service that they are rendering? So, most of the fiqh academies, they are of the opinion that they can get paid, but they are getting paid doesn't mean what? They should make profit out of it. They can only get paid for the administrative cost, so to say. What they have incurred administratively is what they are going to get. Is what they are going to get. Some are of the opinion that they can make some money apart from the administrative cost, so they can still make some money. But what most scholars are upon is that no, they should not make money, because this is still something of what there is a lot of kafala in it. So they say they shouldn't make money. But if in the case that their client has no money with them, they are going to be the one to pay. So they can't make money at all. They can't make money at all, except them taking what they have incurred. Except taking what they have incurred. For instance, if I want to borrow an amount from you, and you do not have presently the amount needed by me, you don't have it with you, you have to go to the bank to withdraw the money to give to me. And in doing that, you will have to take a bike, for instance, to the bank. So maybe you take 500 naira watch bike, so to say, or the cost of the transportation is 500 naira, and you withdraw 10,000 naira. You give me 10,000 naira to me as a loan that I need from you. The 500 naira that you have incurred and the cost of going to the bank to withdraw the money, who is to pay this? Are you the one to bear it, or I'm the one to bear it? That is I, the borrower, who is to bear it. In this case, if you transfer it to me, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in that. If you transfer it to me, the borrower, there is nothing wrong in that, because you have incurred that amount because you want to assist me. That amount has not been taken by you as a profit. You have not profited anything from it. You have not profited anything from it. The 500 naira that is on top of the 10,000 naira that you have loaned me is for the transport fare that you have incurred. So this is okay. But we are talking about when the person, that is the client, has money with the bank, has money that is enough with the bank. The only thing that the bank will have to do is to take from what the person has with it and pay to the seller. Can he now say, okay, I'm taking what? I'm taking more than the service charge, more than the administrative cost. So I said, most scholars said, no, you can't take more than that. He cannot take more than that. How this is clear? So you shouldn't make profit out of it. And similar to this is what we said with respect to the one who is operating a POS machine. That you go there and you give him your ATM card, and he gives you 10,000 naira, for instance, cash, and he withdraws the equivalent of the 10,000 naira from your ATM. He removes 10,000 naira from your ATM. With what? With some amount that he calls the service charge. We said in that case, what he has referred to as the service charge must not be more than what? The service charge. The administrative cost, for instance, the amount that is going to pay for the machine and the like. He himself should not benefit from it. He himself should not benefit from it. If he benefits from it, what it means is that he has exchanged 10,000 naira with 10,000 naira with what? Addition. That is what it means. Because what has transpired between both of you is what? Is exchange of currency. He is giving you 10,000 naira, and you are also giving him 10,000 naira from your card. So what has taking place between both of you is what? Musarafa. Is Musarafa. And when there is Musarafa, there shouldn't be what? There shouldn't be any addition. There shouldn't be any addition. It should be Yadan bi Yadin, and it should be what? Mislan bi Misli. So if the person now claims that what about the machine and so and so, I'm going to pay for, okay, you can take for the machine and nothing more. That is, meaning you cannot benefit. You won't be changing your clothes. You will not be eating, feeding yourself from it. If you are feeding yourself from it, it has been what? It has become what? It has become musarafa of the same currencies that yields profit for you. That yields profit for you. I hope this is clear. So the bank guarantee or the letter of credit or the documentary credit, as you will call it. So the bank that is standing for one should not make profit out of it, particularly if the bank is the one that is paying on behalf of the client. If the bank is the one that is paying on his behalf, paying with its own money, not with the money of the client, only to get the money back from the client later. So this is a loan. So, and it shouldn't attract any profit for him. And if it is bank guarantee, that okay, the client is the one that's supposed to pay on behalf of himself, but the bank has taken it upon himself that if the client defaults, then the seller, for instance, or the creditor can fall back on them. Then, and the client doesn't have the money in the bank. There is no money in the bank. So the loan that the bank will be given on behalf of the client now should not attract any profit. Should not attract any profit. I hope this is clear. Now, for some people who want to operate this Hajj agency of a thing at times, the part of the condition that the Saudi government will give is that maybe there should be a bank guarantee. There should be a bank guarantee. Now, they are not necessarily saying that what you should go and borrow. That is that you should the bank should come to your aid when you default, even if you do not have what money with the bank, and the bank should collect what's it called interest on it. No. Bank guarantee is that, take for instance you default, because as the one who is operating operating a Hajj agency, for instance, if you default, for instance, your passengers, your clients that you brought to Hajj, for them to be lifted back if you default, it means there must be a plane to do that. So when they say there should be a bank guarantee, it means that the bank is the one that is going to watch, to come to your aid in order to watch. So if you have money with the bank, that means the bank is taking from the money that you have with it in order to lift your passengers that have been stranded probably. I hope it is clear. And if you don't have money with them, that means the bank is going to loan you. They have not said you should go and get loan from the bank. No. You are the one that have decided that you want to operate Hajj agency. So meaning you should be ready in order to face the consequence. I hope this is clear. So if you default, maybe your pilgrims or you are supposed to do something, that there should be somebody that will come to your aid. It's just something of what demand that you are treating. That okay, you want to buy this thing from me, I'm ready to sell it to you, but who is going to be what? Your domin. Who is going to be your domin? That is, if you default, who can I hold responsible? Who can I hold responsible? So you may bring somebody that the person should be held responsible if you default. So meaning if you default, they can go to the person that has agreed to be your domin. You'll be the one to pay. And if he doesn't pay, for instance, he may be in prison and things like that. Because what they are supposed to do to you will be done to him. Particularly when he has the ability to do it. That is to fulfill his promise. So one of the modern ways of this domain is the bank guarantee and the letter of credit. They fall under the domain. As for the kafala, you see, for instance, for somebody to enter places like Saudi Arabia, for instance, somebody wants to be working in Saudi Arabia, it's not the government that has brought the person there. So the person will have to go through a kafil, for instance. Which is going to be a kafil? So the kafil will be the one to say, okay, I'm the one responsible for this person. I'm the one responsible for him. So if he is brought to Saudi Arabia, he is traced to that person. He may not be working with him, but he is the one that is what? That he is what he is attached to. He is the one that is standing for him. So if the person does anything, for instance, this person will be held responsible because he is the one that has stood for him. So if the person is being looked for, so they ask the kafil what? To produce it. But as we said, kafala is min uhudi al-irfaq in Islam. Is it permissible for the kafil to say, okay, I'm your kafil, I'm the one that has brought you here, 50%, 30% of your salary where you are working will be given it to me? No. Because al-kafala is part of uhud of al-irfaq, part of what? Tabarru is something that you do as a donation. It's not something that you do in order to make money. So and that's why some kufala in places like Saudi Arabia, they violate this. So they say, okay, you are going to pay me maybe whatever you make in a month, so you are going to share it into two. This is against the Sharia and is also against the law of the government. It is also against the law of the government. Some of them who maltreat some of these makfulun, people that they are acting as a kind of guarantor for. So they maltreat them. So all these are things that are wrong Islamically. So what kafala means is that you stand as a surety for somebody that if the person misses, for instance, or the person refuses to show up where the person is needed or wanted, you should be held responsible. This is kafala. So if it is kafala bil mal, kafala bil mal, that is the domain we are talking about. And if it is kafala bil badan, that is you are standing for the person, that you fetch him, you bring him. This is what? This is the kafala that when used, what they mean is kafala bil badan when used ordinarily. But both doman can also be called kafala. Doman can also be called kafala. So they can be used interchangeably. But most of the time they use doman, they are referring to what? To be the one to pay for somebody's debt if the person defaults. And when they use kafala, most of the time they use it to refer to fetching the person that they are supposed to bring, that is a khasm. So this is what the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala is referring to. So it is part of uqud al-irfaq, uqud al-tabarru'at, is not part of uqud al-mu'awadat. Uqud al-mu'awadat. Uqud al-mu'awadat, that is the commutative contracts. Contracts that you take reward you take reward, you take substitute. So the non-commutative contracts, part of the non-commutative contracts is al-kafala and al-daman and al-qard. All this you don't take substitute for them. When you do them with the intention of seeking reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if the one that is responsible for somebody wants to be free, it means he has to what? Fulfill what he has promised. Or the person that he has stood in for fulfills it. So if somebody stands in for a person, who should we be disturbing? Somebody says, if this person is unable to pay, I'll be the one to pay. Who should we be troubling? Can we be troubling either of them? Or both of them? Or we will be troubling, that is disturbing the one that is owing us. The one that is owing us. It is only when the one that is owing us is not forthcoming, maybe as at the time that you have agreed, then we go to the one that has stood in, the one that has guaranteed that he is going to pay on his behalf. And what is expected of that person is to fulfill his commitment. That is what is expected of him. So otherwise, he is held responsible. He is held responsible. So, Wallahu a'lam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله وآله وأصحابه ومن والاه. Now the questions. Now this person is saying, I left a friend a substantial amount of money and he promised to pay back in 3 months. And the agreement was documented. The person defaulted and the money is yet to be paid till date, which is running to 5 years. Am I allowed to, in the Sharia, to demand for the present value of the money or the other value, the value at the time I entered the money?
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. Now it is not permissible to do that. So what the person is owing you is what should be taken. So you don't say the person is owing you 3,000 as at year 2000 and presently 3,000 will be worth 30,000 presently. So you are going to take 30,000, you are not going to take 3,000. So you have to take the 3,000. You have to take the 3,000. This is the correct opinion. Because taking 30,000 may look as if you have loaned the person 3,000 to pay 30,000. You have loaned the person 3,000 to pay 30,000. And this is the argument of the riba institutions. They say if they loan you now and say you are going to pay in a year's time by then, so maybe money would have appreciated. So this is the same argument. So it's not permissible to do that. So, but if the person that you have lent or that has borrowed money from you decides to give you something in order to appreciate that, then this is welcome. No stipulation. However, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us good Muslims. It's something that is very, very bad and un-Islamic. Likewise, something that is repugnant for a Muslim to borrow money from somebody and for him or her not to pay the person after the time agreed. Possibly he has the money to pay, but he is deliberately delaying it or spending the money on some other things. At times some people, they borrow money from you, and when it is time for them to pay, you see them buying some of the luxurious things and they won't pay you your money. Wallahi, this is what? This is torturing people. The person that gives you the money as a loan is in need of that money as well. But you refuse to pay the money and you are buying things that are luxurious. So this is what? It's a very bad behavior that some people do. If this thing is restricted to people who do not have understanding of Islam, it would have been something that is overwatched, though very bad. But this you see in the midst of people who claim to be Ahlul Sunnah too. So indebted to people, and they would watch. They will be spending money on some what? Things that are luxuries. And the person that has lent them the money is suffering. So this we should look at. Now if somebody is incapacitated, that's a different thing. Somebody borrows money from you and the person is incapacitated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِن كَانَ ذُو عُسْرَةٍ فَنَذْرَةٌ إِلَى مَيْسَرَةٍ. If it's somebody that is in difficulty, then give him a respite. We are encouraged to do this. The situation that the person finds himself, this can happen to any one of us. Yes, he's owing you, but something has befallen him that has prevented him from paying the money at the right time. But for one not to be in this type of situation, rather one is spending money on some luxurious things, or you say you want to boost your business and you are owing people and you want to boost your business. Those that you are owing that are in need of their money, are they not interested in boosting their business? So this is wickedness. May Allah assist us.
Now, if Mr. A is related to Mr. B and Mr. A stands as guarantor for Mr. B for a debt, if Mr. B fails and Mr. A is forced to pay based on his indebtedness to Mr. B.
I think this is the topic that we have discussed. Since they are stood as a guarantor for him, then he will be the one to be held responsible for that. And as we said, that kafala or daman is one of the uqud al-ifaq. So you don't make money out of this. So we say what? Al-gunum bil-gurum, that you make money, you call loss and things like that. No, this the qaida does not apply in this case. So once it is kafala, you are acting as a surety for somebody or as a guarantee for somebody. In Islam, you don't make money out of this. When you loan somebody, you don't make money out of it. Wallahu a'lam. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.